Good morning, dear students. We are going to discuss development of palate today. A short review of development of face, what we have done in our previous class. We know like central face begins to develop by 4th week when olfactory placodes appear on both sides of the frontonasal process. Nothing but nasal placodes. Gradually, both placodes develop to form median and lateral nasal processes. Isn't it? We have seen this in our previous class. I'll show you again as just as a review. So when we have seen in our previous class, like we had frontonasal prominence, isn't it? So for the development of face, we have seen frontonasal prominence. We have seen maxillary processes, right? So from the frontonasal prominences, we have seen the formation of nasal placode, lens placode, nasal placode for the formation of nose, lens placode for the formation of eyes. We have seen formation of these green areas are actually maxillary processes, and this is mandibular process. See, lower part of the face and the lower lip we have seen has developed from mandibular process. The maxillary process is actually fusing and it is growing towards midline. Carefully observe this picture because these maxillary processes are also helping in the development of palate. Now let us see. See, these are the maxillary processes. They are growing towards the midline, right? So this yellow area is actually the area which has developed from the frontonasal process. So the maxillary processes are moving towards this frontonasal process. We know this blue colored opening. If you remember, I told you it is stomatodium. Stomatodium, opening mouth. Now, if you just see the inferior view of what is happening to these maxillary processes, these maxillary processes are growing towards midline. Okay, and then you can see they are moving towards this nasal septum. This yellow area has now been used a different color, so that is nasal septum. Now towards the maxilla region where we have the incisor teeth, this particular area of palate has been named as primary palate. Primary palate. So actually the maxillary processes have formed the palatal shelves which are growing towards midline. This area is giving rise to secondary palate. So the anterior area where we have incisor teeth, that particular area is primary palate, and this area posterolaterally we have secondary palatal shelves, and they are fusing. The secondary palatal shelves are finally fusing in the midline, okay, and the whole palate is formed. So the secondary palate and the primary palate, which is seen anteriorly, the junction of the secondary palate and the primary palate, you are finding a foramen, which you call it as incisive foramen. So you should keep this picture in mind in order to understand what is happening. Now, basically, the development of palate, it is starting from each maxillary process. A plate-like, shelf-like projection is growing medially called as palatal processes. So to just check, see, these are the shelf-like projections which are actually called as palatal processes, which are formed from which part? That is the maxillary process. Okay, then. So the palate is formed from three components, two palatal processes. The primitive palate is formed from the frontonasal process. So this area is primitive palate. So this primitive palate is formed from this yellow area, that is nothing but the frontonasal process. So we have palatal processes which are formed from maxillary process. Same maxillary process is given a special name. Now you call it as shelf-like projections, which are actually secondary palatal shelves. Okay, are palatal processes. They are growing towards midline and they are fusing in the midline with this frontonasal process. This frontonasal process is actually forming primitive palate, and the shelf-like projections are growing towards each other, completely fusing craniocaudally to form the hard palate. That is, the maximum area is actually formed from the palatal process of maxillary processes. Okay. Then the primitive palate formed from the frontonasal process. The mesoderm in the palate undergoes intramembranous ossification to form hard palate. Ossification does not extend into the posterior portion, which remains soft. Hence, it is called as soft palate. The part of palate derived from frontonasal process forms the premaxilla, where we have, which is actually carrying incisor teeth. Okay, so that means this area is premaxilla region, which is actually developed from the frontonasal process. These are the palatal processes which are growing towards midline. They are fusing craniocaudally. Complete fusion takes place. Okay, so this particular area is the triangular area, which is the primary palate area or the premaxillary area, which I'm telling you, where we have the incisor teeth. Okay, these are the palatal processes which have come from the maxillary processes, which is fusing craniocaudally. Completely, it merges. If it is not merging, then it will lead to cleft palate. Different degrees of cleft palates we will be seeing. Okay, that is. So these are the medial palatine processes, which we can say it has come from the frontonasal process, fusion of medial and lateral palatine processes. These are the lateral palatine processes, and this is medial palatine process. They grow towards each other and finally they fuse completely. So after the development of secondary palate, distinction between the oral and nasal cavity is now possible. That means the palate is the bone which is actually separating the nasal cavity from the oral cavity. Palate forms the floor of nasal cavity and palate forms the roof of the oral cavity. That's how it is a good partition. In case it is not formed properly, then it will lead to cleft. Development usually is actually like starting from 7 to 8 weeks and completes at around third month of intrauterine life. Three outgrowths appear. One is the nasal septum, that is from the frontonasal process, and two palatine shelves. They converge and they fuse in the midline. So displacement of tongue from between the palatine shelves by the growth pattern of the head is contributing factor for the closure of palate. Okay, so this is the frontonasal prominence. These are our maxillary processes which are growing. They are forming shelf-like projections. They are coming and they are fusing in the midline. So in that midline area, we have nasal septum also, which is an area which is contributed by the frontonasal process. This triangular area is the primary palate, isn't it? And the rest of area is the secondary palate. Okay, then so there are certain anomalies. Okay, so before we go with anomalies, few more pictures which will help us to understand more. See, this is our nasal septum. From the maxillary plate, maxillary process, we have seen the formation of palatine shelf. The palatine shelf is growing towards each other and it is coming in contact with this nasal septum region. So this is palatine shelf. This is the primary palate, that is pre-maxilla region. Okay, so this whole thing shown in yellow color where we have 4 incisors. Okay, so that is philtrum of lip and primary palate with 4 incisor teeth. So this area is the primary palate, also called as pre-maxilla. Rest of the area, which is formed from the projection of the palatal processes, shelf-like processes from the maxilla, that forms the secondary palate. Okay, then. So formation of primary and secondary palate, we have seen the elevation of palatine shelves. We have seen the fusion of palatine shelves. So I will also try to show you, like we have seen, like overall palate, we had primary palate, we had secondary palate, right? So this is the nasal septum. Okay, this is the maxillary process. Maxillary process is giving palatal processes which are growing towards each other. Okay, so these palatal processes will fuse with this nasal septum. Hence, complete, because of the fusion formation of this mesenchyme, it will completely ossify to form hard palate. posterior unossified area will remain as soft palate. Okay, so these are the palatine shelves which are now fusing in the middle. This is premaxilla area, which is the primary palate. Okay, then. So these are different electron microscopic pictures. This is the nasal septum. These are the palatine shelves. This is future tongue. The palatine shelves will be growing towards each other. They are fusing in the midline. They are going and meeting the nasal septum. This particular area is the premaxilla region where we have 4 incisor teeth, and this is the complete palate, and we will have this Y-shaped line of fusion. So this Y-shaped line of fusion, if it is not fused properly, then we will get different degrees of like cleft palates. Okay, then see again you can see different pictures from electron microscopic pictures I kept. So these are the palatine shelves which are growing towards each other, finally fusing in the midline. So this is the premaxillar primary palate area. This area is soft palate which is behind. This is the intermaxillary suture you are finding. Okay, so here intermaxillary suture, palatomaxillary suture, we will have, this is the incisive foramen. Okay, then let us see what are the various defects we have. Cleft lip is when two maxillary processes are not fusing in the midline to form the complete upper lip. It can be unilateral, that is only on one side and incomplete. It can be again unilateral, and if it is moving till the nasal cavity, you call it as complete. If it is on both sides, you call it as bilateral and complete. Now let us see cleft palate. Okay, now you see this area is upper lip and this area is hard palate. So here the hard palate is not fused from the posterior aspect. This is incomplete cleft palate. Okay, unilateral complete lip and palate. That means the lip is not fused, isn't it? And even the palatine bones are not completely fused. So bilaterally, that means the lip is not fused from both the sides. You have two clefts over here. Bilateral complete lip and like bilateral complete cleft palate. Okay. The other pictures, what we see is this area which is shown in blue color is primary palate area. This is secondary palate area. Behind we have soft palate. This is uvula we are finding. Okay. So we are finding different types of defects like cleft palate. We generally see in 1 in 2500 births. Anterior, this is our incisive foramen, right? Anterior to incisive foramen includes lateral cleft lip, cleft upper jaw, and cleft between primary and secondary palates. Okay, you can see it can be unilateral, which is seen something like this on one side. I've shown you better pictures in my previous slide. It can be bilateral, that means both the sides you are finding fusion has not taken place. Okay, so this is anteriorly we are finding the defects which is associated with lips. Okay, posteriorly if you see behind incisive foramen, it includes cleft of secondary palate, right? Blue area is primary palate, brown area is secondary palate, isn't it? And there may be a cleft in this uvula region also, cleft in the uvula and cleft in the two palatine bones. That means two palatal processes are not fusing in the midline. Okay, antero-posterior in the sense the plates are not fusing posteriorly in the midline. Anteriorly also, that is in the primary palate area also, the cleft is there and it is moving up to the nasal cavity. Okay, so that is antero-posterior combination. Okay, so you can see this one picture where you are finding the cleft lip. Okay, the fusion has not occurred in the upper lip on one side. You can see both the side fusion has not a unilateral cleft lip, and also palate also has not fused anteriorly. Okay, that is different types of defects we are finding. Median cleft lip, you can see. Okay, bilateral cleft lip, so clear it is. So you can see this is the nasal septum and this is one half of the palate. This is another half of the palate. How clear it is, like palatine bone is not formed. Hence, whatever is there in the oral cavity, through these opening, the milk may enter into the nose. Nasal secretions will enter into the oral cavity if this partition bone is not properly formed. Okay. So bilateral cleft lip and bilateral like palatine defect we are finding. Unilateral cleft lip you are finding on one side. Okay, and even palatal bone is also defective. Hence, mouth is direct in communication with the nasal passage. Okay, bilateral cleft lip and bilateral like palatine defect also we are finding. Okay, thank you.